remembered some things from the notes I had, and I misplaced them. But it really didn't take a long bio for me to introduce him. And again, referencing back to the services I went to today, nobody's going to remember. When he's gone, they're not going to remember that he had his undergrad degree from Northern Illinois University. They're not going to remember that he has a master's degree from Illinois State University. They're not going to remember that he went to Hyde Park High School. They're not going to remember that he worked in Bloomington, Illinois for a large insurance company. They may or may not remember that he has a talk show on WVON on Saturday morning, Dollars and Cents, and he imparts extraordinary financial knowledge to a community that's in dire need of that knowledge. What they will remember, and what you will remember, is what is in the heart of this young man. I have known Curtis for about 15 years, and I've watched him grow into the man that you're going to listen to today. I've watched him go through an experience this summer, and I'm not going to embarrass you with this, but I watched him go through an experience this summer that no one should have to go through. And I've watched him deal with that experience with calm, with understanding, and with a sense of who he was, and he would not be denied who he was based on the circumstances he found himself in. So with no further ado, ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome to the stage financial expert and, oh, by the way, a State Farm agent, Curtis Mundy.
Wonderful introduction, by the sound of that. If I didn't know me, I would say that's a pretty cool guy. But no, sincerely, I want to thank you. It's always great when you can remember the people who nurtured you through your journey. And so I want to say thank you. Let me begin by saying good evening to everyone, our honored guests, family members and friends, to our elders who, through your sacrifice and toil and hard work, paved the way and made a way for myself. I want to say thank you. I want to express my sincere gratitude, appreciation for the vision and the tireless efforts of one Melody Span Cooper. Melody WVON continues to be that beacon of light within the community, that rare treasure that's committed solely to the edification of its people. Please also allow me the opportunity to express my sincere appreciation for the works and efforts of one Dr. Gardner. I want to personally thank you, Dr. Gardner. I want to thank you for your vision, for your personal sacrifice, and your willingness to invest in that most precious capital, which we call human capital. They say that attitude reflects leadership, and judging by the disposition of these young men, I can see the profound impact of your solid leadership, so thank you for that. Last but certainly not least, I want to say good evening and congratulations to our honored guests, to the reason why we're here tonight, to these wonderful young men. You young men represent the hope, the aspirations, our very future. I applaud you for your courageousness, applaud you for your uniqueness, for having the audacity to be great. For those who may not know me, and this is the first time hearing me or meeting me, got a funny name. My name is Curtis R. Monday, blamed on my dad. I'm blessed to be the host of a weekly talk show called Dollars and Cents on WVON 1690 AM. And so, and don't mind me if from time to time I focus my attention on here, because as I prepare for this message, I have these young men in mind. This is your first introduction to me, and so you can understand the kind of individual you're dealing with, so you can understand that I am you and you are me. If I was described by some of my peers, they would call me the Michael Jordan of insurance. or perhaps the Jay-Z of the next generation. To let you know that we come from the same cloth, that we sit in the same place, and I've been there where you've been. I understand where you are. I can vividly remember that when I was between the ages of 13 and 17, I had a lot of frustrations also. And if I had to use a song to articulate my frustration, the depth of what I felt, it would sound like a lot like a Lil Wayne song. If I had to describe how I felt when I was your age, I would say when I was in that 13 to 17-year-old range, they said I couldn't play football, just too small. Said I couldn't play basketball, just wasn't tall. They said I couldn't play baseball at all, but now every day of my life I just ball. Understand that. That's the next generation thing. So again, I want to tell you again that I appreciate you. And I had to go there for a brief moment because I've been in this situation. I've been there when you had individuals come talk to you and not really feeling like a connection was being made. And so I want to let you know that I understand where you are. I understand where you are because I've been there. I understand where you're going because I'm there right now. And so if you give me an opportunity, I just want to give you a little words of wisdom, so to speak. I want to let you know tonight that there's a purpose for your preparation. Turn to your neighbor and say, neighbor, there's a purpose for your preparation. There's a purpose for your preparation. Tonight marks the rite of passage ceremony. Tonight marks the time when each one of you reach a new and significant change in your life. Tonight, we are all privileged to observe your personal entry into a new stage of life called manhood. We are all privileged to witness the change in your social status. Tonight is a public manifestation of the values and beliefs which you hold dear to your heart. Unity, self-determination, collective work and responsibility, cooperative economics, purpose, creativity, and faith.